Hello, hello. Yeah. So shall we start? Whenever they're good. Is this on? Yes.
Ma'am, we are waiting and eager to listen to you. Bharti ma'am. Yes.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another session of FICCI Frames 2022. I have with me two very unique personalities. On my right here is a Mumbaikar, but long before all languages were clubbed under Indian cinema. You know, it's been a fashion in the last 6 months. She has been an Indian actress, trilingual Indian actress, true blue. How do you introduce the gentleman here? Because usually when it's a filmmaker, you just talk about some of his popular work. But how do you introduce a brand? Brand Bhandarkar in person. Madhur, shall we start with you? And let's start with the brand. Usually brands are built, but you just became a brand.
Yeah, good evening everybody over here. And thank you FICCI Frames for inviting me and Tamannaah and Bhatia ji, veteran journalist and film analyst and a friend. Thank you Bhatia ji. It's always great to interact with you. I think my journey, everybody knows, started from Chandni Bar. And tomorrow it's going to be 21 years of Chandni Bar. So, it's, yeah, absolutely. So I think it's been a great journey, and Chandni Bar to Bubbly Bouncer has been an absolutely great journey. I enjoyed this every moment of my life, my films, best performance of my actresses, actors, and all the technician, producers, and the people who contributed to my movie, the writers. Everybody has contributed to make me the brand Madhur Bhandarkar. And I'm really touched that life has really been a good journey for me, from getting commercial success to critical acclaim to the national award, till the government India bestowed me with Padam Shri. I think it's been a really a great journey. And I hope I keep making this kind of cinema to entertain my people, friends, and the larger people is my audience. Because of them, I'm here.
Now that you mentioned the national award, this is a question for both of you. I believe you're off to collect yet another national award.
Yeah.
Have you lost count?
No. I think it's the fifth one.
Okay.
And
Only fifth.
yeah. Though that is from my movie Avijatrik. And on 30th of September, I'll be getting this award. As a producer, I produced the film, Bengali film, which I'm very proud of. It was the concluding part of Satyajit Ray's last chapter. And brilliantly, it was shot. I believed in the script. When I have the director who directed, I had not seen any of his work. But he came to me in a hotel, in the lobby we met, and my producer got me, a friend of mine. He just narrated the idea to me. I loved it so much. I said, I'll back this film. And really that film got a lot of critical acclaim, not only in India and internationally, and the national award also. So I'm very happy, proud of Avijatrik, and thank you so much for everybody who has contributed to that film.
Tamannaah, have you seen Mr. Bhandarkar's work before? I mean, did you see his films before he came to you? Or is that a question I shouldn't be asking?
Good evening, everyone. Bharti ma'am, thank you for having us here. ये सवाल तो बहुत ही मतलब कैसे पूछ लिया आपने? मैं कहाँ छुपाऊँ अपना मुंह? इनकी फिल्म में कोई कैसे नहीं देख सकता? All his films, actually, I think almost all his films I've always watched and always been a big fan. I've bumped into him many times when I was working in Hyderabad, and yeah, I think he started, if I'm not wrong, also his career in Hyderabad
Yeah,
with Ramu sir.
Yeah.
And I, of course, वो मेरी कर्म भूमि है, तो that route always will be there. But yeah, the day I got called for Bubbly Bouncer, I knew that my life's going to change. I'm just happy that अब तक मैंने मुंबई से हूँ, पर मैंने साउथ में जाके तमिल तेलुगु बात करना सीखा. इस फिल्म में एक्ट करने के बाद हरियाणवी डायलेक्ट को अटेम्प्ट करने का मौका मिला, जो मेरे लिए बहुत ही नया था. और एक एक्टर का क्वेस्ट यही रहता है कि वो हर टाइम कुछ नया करे. लोगों को लगता है कि सिर्फ उनके एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए होता है, पर एक्चुअली एक एक्टर, एटलीस्ट जिस किस्म की एक्टर मैं हूँ, मैं बहुत आसानी से बोर हो जाती हूँ. तो मुझे अपने आप को एंटरटेन करने के लिए कुछ अतरंगी सा, कुछ नया सा करना पड़ता है. बट एक बहुत ही खूबसूरत दौर है मेरे करियर में. An actor always needs good filmmakers to tap the best out of them, and definitely lucked out with Bubbly Bouncer, and hoping कि ये मैं दौर जितना हो सके continue कर सकूं.
Tamannaah, you've had a very interesting trajectory. You are born in Mumbai, you did a film in Hindi, and then you got a career in Telugu and Tamil cinema. After which you again came to Bombay and did a couple of Hindi films, which unfortunately didn't do too well. Hum Shakals and Himmatwala, which didn't do well. You again did films in the South, and now Bubbly Bounce. So with this, you bounced back.
Actually, for me, it was interesting because after the 2-3 films that I did in Hindi, which did not do well, I had a film called Bahubali, which kind of changed my trajectory completely, and I also realized my true potential through the part that I played in Bahubali, which was the part of Avantika. Also, women were really not presented in a physically strong way before that.
Yeah.
And this was primarily an action film, a war film to be precise. And in that, doing action actually gave me the insight that there's so much more to me that I haven't even tapped. And then I kept working, and now I've finally landed up with this amazing part, which is...
Finally, Tamannaah has arrived. Absolutely.
I think
Mane,
I've come
absolutely.
to FICCI frames, so
Yeah,
I think that's a good sign.
Fabulous. Madhur, your cinema is always associated with going very deep into a subject, sometimes in a dark way.
Yeah.
And Bubbly was a very different kind of film, because even though it's a female-oriented film, which you're famous for, you still took a very light-hearted, you just kept the tone.
Yeah.
So what decides the tone of a film? I mean, is it the subject? Is it your mood? How do you decide the tone of a film?
Any subject. I think I'll just recap it. In 2018, 2019, I had 3 subjects with me. One was an action film which I wanted to make a larger-than-life action film, still there with me. There was one hard-hitting, women-centric cinema. Again, it was there. So the third script came to me. 2018 and 2019 took me to write scripts. All these years, they said, Madhur, tum kahan ho? So it takes time to write script, because I make film with a lot of research, meet people, interact, read a lot. And Bubbly Bouncer was the third film. So deliberately it was that I wanted to make a film very light-hearted, funny, humorous, because I wanted to have another film which is like Bubbly Bouncer with like a Rishikesh Mukherjee kind of a touch, which is very real in the world. And the world of Bouncer was very fascinating. Nobody has shown the world, the Bouncer. But it was definitely, like a lot of people I told, Bubbly Bouncer could have been a very serious movie also, hard-hitting, like my Bhandarkar stamp. But I wanted to make it a very light film. I was quite successful making Dil To Bachcha Hai Ji. We did very well for me at the box office also. The songs were ahead. But here, I deliberately kept, because there were 3 films in my kitty. So I wanted one film which had humor and a fun film. That's how Bubbly Bouncer was written also. And then suddenly pandemic happened. 2019 ke khatam hote the pandemic came to everywhere globally. We were on a pause mode. We didn't know what to do, where to go. People were telling us industry is getting shut, theaters are getting shut, pata nahi kya hoga. OTT was big boon that time. Everybody is watching that. And then again, in that interim period, after the first lockdown, I made this movie India Lockdown, which is going to come in December release. So I made that movie also on the pandemic, the first pandemic, what would happen. And before I could go with my edit over there, the second pandemic came. And that was more volatile. And it really took a lot of toll of people we know, relatives, friends, so many people we lost in that whole turmoil. Then suddenly again things started moving, the vaccine came. That time Disney Hotstar and Jungly Picture, they approached me, you have the subject Bubbly Born, sir, you want to make a film which is very family, which can be seen by every family member. So I said, definitely I have. And they told me, you shoot like a film, but we will make it to OTT. And I said, why not? It would be nice. And that's how we revisited it. And that's what in this year, February, we started. Me and Tamannaah met in October last. And then we had talks and we were how to go, her assignments were there, which she has to complete. I had to complete India Lockdown's post-production work. So we were both busy in our own space. And then in this January, we started, the costume, the whole thing, the prep and all. And February, we started 14th and 23rd September, we released the film. I think absolutely a great journey.
And what speed? At what speed you have made the film, released it also?
Yeah, because I make film in a very budget. One thing, my USP is there. Like a lot of directors said, Madhur, teri USP hai, tu yaar budget mein film banata, humse to hota nahi hai. So I make the film in a budget. Some pictures may have not worked for me, but it is a break-even film.
Right.
So my budget are always controlled. I never overburden with my budget to my producers. So that's why I play very safe. And that's the reason I want to make film which I believe in it. I want to push the envelope and I want to show the reality, what happens to the society. But obviously this time I took a humorous way to show the society and a story of Bubbly. And Tamannaah Bhatia absolutely fits the bill. And I'm happy today that she is winning hearts globally everywhere.
So what drew you to Tamannaah?
I think when I met her, I interacted with her. Like I said, occasionally we used to interact.
I was funny. I was very,
Funny,
very funny.
she was very funny.
I'm sure.
I think she
And bubbly.
Bubbly, absolutely. I see today when I look in retrospect, I can't imagine only Tamannaah for this role. I'm telling you that. And a lot of people have told me this after watching also. She really nailed it so well. From her body language, from the weight training she has to put on over there, and the language, the lehza which we call, so bang on accurate, not caricatures, no over the top. It had to be subdued, controlled. Everybody in the film, and she really, really worked very hard. And I told her I'm going to treat you like a newcomer, and it's a relaunch for her. And today when I look back, definitely the love affection for Bubbly is huge here.
It's huge. Was there any pressure on you that this is the national award-winning director and you have to deliver a national award-winning performance?
I wasn't so worried about the award, but I was just thinking, अगर ये वाली फिल्म में नहीं किया तो कब करूँगी? Also, मेरी भाभी हरियाणवी है, तो I was like, अगर if I get the accent wrong, घर से चप्पल पड़ेंगे. So घर पे तो नहीं पड़ना चाहिए चप्पल, बाहर से पड़े तो फिर भी समझ में आता है. तो डर के मारे मैंने पूरी कोशिश की कि अच्छा कर सकूं. पर सच बात ये है कि मैं स्कूल में एक टॉम बॉय थी और मुझे वो कभी फिल्मों में चैनल करने का मौका नहीं मिला. और जब when I heard the story, I was like, I finally have the chance to
Be who I am.
Really. And 12 रोटियां तो नहीं खा सकती थी, बट स्कूल में 6 समोसे खाया करती थी. तो और वो एपेटाइट अभी भी बरकरार है. सो आई एम वेरी हैप्पी टू.
It doesn't show.
बहुत टाइम जिम में और काफी, I mean, honestly, as actors, we are on a diet since we start working. So for me, it's been 17 years of being on a reasonable amount of diet. But yeah, but on good days, 6 samosas is how it goes.
Okay, still goes. Yeah. Okay, great. Tell me, OTT, you mentioned the word safe. Is OTT a safe place to have a film today?
See, one thing is there, Bhartiji, you cannot stop technology. Whatever technology come, we had to accept it, okay? There was a time when we had video cassettes, then suddenly CDs came, then DVDs came, then the disc also went, MP3 came. So technology cannot be stopped. And similarly, OTT platform is here to stay. And before 2019, or before pandemic, I would say, OTT and film industry, the theater, were coexisting together very well. So OTT definitely, the pandemic happened, then OTT becomes a big thing for the people sitting at home. And people have binge watched films, web series, everything we watch. We watch all kind of cinema in that 2 years. It was a learning experience for everybody at home. So the expectation of the audience watching on OTT really changed. The expectation grew. They thought, what is a good writing in web series? And that's also in India and internationally. So they watch South cinema also, they watch Spanish cinema also, Italian cinema also. That's huge. And today OTT definitely is a platform which will grow only. It won't go backward. It will grow only in coming years also. There will be more OTT platform coming, more streaming line will be coming. And I think for today's generation, today's upcoming filmmaker, OTT definitely is a absolutely great platform, because from our time it was not there. Okay, if your film doesn't do well or something, then you have to go struggle. But today I know a lot of filmmakers who want to make movies. They can push the envelope. They feel this is a movie can be for OTT. I'm the hard-hitting subject or real. So that's a great platform for filmmakers who are doing very well at the OTT platform. Series, they're OTT stars, OTT actresses, which have got huge platform and people are welcoming them. So I think OTT is here to stay. You cannot say that OTT is not there. They will be there. People will watch movies on OTT also. But the theater magic will never diminish. That will be also there. The magic of cinema, watching movie in the theater with your friends, colleague, family, that will be always be there. Because we coexist together. Always. And it will be there. OTT will be there, film industry will be also
There are certain filmmakers and certain actors also who don't want to be identified with OTT. They say, no, we are big screen people. For instance, John Abraham has told me that. He said, I will not reduce myself to the small screen. So every film of mine has to first come on the big screen. What do you feel about that, Tamannaah?
I think it's an individual decision. Like this happened to me pre-pandemic actually. I felt like, for me, I'm an actor, and for me, my point of being around is to constantly tell new stories, be a part of movies where I play completely a brand new person every time. So for me, I feel like that's my strength also. Today it's my skill, that is my strength, and that whichever format gives me, the right kind of access to people is the format for me. And I think I, as an actor, have always been very open-minded. Like I remember when I started working down south, of course, in Hindi films, mainstream actors would do songs mainstream female leads used to do songs in other people's movies,
Right.
as a special song. But in the south, it was considered something that people did once their career was getting over. But I love to dance, and I thought that that's my skill, and I would want to showcase that because that's what I'm good at. So I feel like as an actor, whatever you think is your skill, if you're getting the right platform for it, I don't think anything is big or small today. Good content, like for example, I never thought I'll be watching Korean cinema. But today I have also become a consumer, and I'm not the usual consumer. So I feel like, if the story is based on human emotions, like for example, Squid Game was something that I watched, I binge watched, and I realized that something which is, like a survival drama, I didn't know that kind of a genre existed till I saw Squid Game, and when I saw, and I happened to recently meet one of the actor who plays the Pakistani gentleman in the film, and I asked him, I said, how did you reach there? He's like, no, I went to Korea, I learned their language, I lived there. And it's an interesting journey. मतलब हिंदुस्तानी एक्टर जाके कोरिया में कोरियन सीख के कोरियन बात कर रहा है, और he's a part of a film that is now watched all around the world.
It's cult. Yeah.
It's cult, yeah. So I feel like एक एक्टर के हाथ में वो कहाँ जाना चाहता है. अगर हम चांद पे भी जाना चाहते हैं तो कोई रोक नहीं सकता.
So you're fine with any platform as long as you get to
Instagram
do
भी
what you
platform
want.
हो गया है मैम सच्ची बताऊं तो Instagram भी platform हो गया at the end today on so many of us are I mean most of us are on our phones like today when we're uploading a reel also we are judging ourselves कि यार अच्छा अच्छे दिख रहे हैं अच्छा कर रहे हैं कि नहीं अच्छे से बोल रहे हैं कि नहीं
True.
तो today every piece of content is a reflection of who you are so I don't think as an actor you can leave any opportunity unturned.
Okay, so you had no hesitation when you knew that you're going to be making a film for OTT because
Not at
Bubbly
all.
was right away for an
The
OTT.
same thing actually.
You were all right.
It's the same thing.
And Madhur, did you have even little bit of a hesitation about Bubbly that why am I making it for OTT? मुझे theater ही चाहिए.
नहीं नहीं ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं था देखिए या डेफिनेटली जब इंसेप्शन हुआ पिक्चर का तो जब भी पेंडेमिक किया तो पी नहीं पता था किसको आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट 2018-19 में तो हम लोग उसको पता नहीं था ऐसा कुछ डिजीज आएगा पूरे वर्ल्ड को झंझोड़ देगा वी नेवर थॉट अबाउट इट तो दैट टाइम ऑब्वियसली इट वाज फॉर फिल्म ओनली कि मैं बोलूँगा नहीं ओटीटी के लिए गलत होगा इट वाज फॉर फिल्म ओनली बट देन 2 years passed everything went in pause mode we were all devastated the things were happening throughout the world and when things became normal we started picking up the threads उस टाइम पे अगर OTT मुझे बोल रहा है कि विल गिव यू गुड बजट एंड हॉटस्टार इज अ ह्यूज प्लेटफॉर्म एंड जंगली पिक्चर्स एंड दे से कि वी वांट यू टू शूट लाइक अ फिल्म ओनली बट वी वांट टू मेक दिस मूवी स्पेशली इज अ फैमिली एंटरटेनर एंड टुडे व्हेन वी लुक बैक तो डेफिनेटली आई फील आई एम वेरी हैप्पी वैलिडेशन हुआ है कि पीपल आर वॉचिंग द फिल्म फैमिली टुगेदर दे आर वॉचिंग द फिल्म बबली बाउंसर एट देयर होम हर कोई पिक्चर बैठ के देख रहा है तो मैंने कभी नहीं देखा कि OTT है या ये है good content everywhere people watch and today the line is getting blurred very fast so people will watch the film ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं था yeah today I know कि a lot of people are telling why Bubbly Bounce is such a good content didn't come in the theater but that situation 8-9 months was different completely we didn't know where it was going people are thinking single plexes are getting closed theaters are getting closed nobody's coming to the theater see all this calamity has took place and not only here globally it was hit economic big time and globally people are not going to the theater it's just from last 6 months we are seeing people have started again that confidence has come people have taken double vaccine booster shot everything and things are getting normal people are taking revenge travel going abroad everywhere so I think it's great and I'm very happy ultimately the reach of your content reaches to the right person right people that is very essential for us today.
Tamannaah, the last time we really heard about you was when you did this huge big screen Bahubali. I mean, everybody remembers you in Bahubali. And then next thing we know is that you're doing a Madhur Bhandarkar film. So how different have the two experiences been? This large extravaganza and you have a bunty
From Bahubali to Bubbly Bouncer.
Exactly, from B to B.
So I've been working in the Indian film industry for the past 17 years. I started working when I was 14 and I started with films, with cinema, with what we know as the big screen experience. I think every movie shaped me in a certain way, but I think what I learned the most is to kind of unlearn. So even after I went through a process like Bahubali, which was an extravaganza visually and even as a story, every time I took up a new project, I had to unlearn everything I did before. And that's the only way I approach my work today, because if I have to get into, you know, working with someone, after working with someone like Rajamouli sir, who works in a certain way, and then working with Madhur sir, to be able to fit into their worlds, I need to deconstruct mine. Having said that, these 17 years have given me so much experience because I worked with all kinds of directors, with people who spoke different languages, whose methods were very, very varied and different. But I think the biggest thing I learned being on a film set is the one thing that's used the most on a film set is common sense. And I feel like every film is essentially made by that, and that's why there's no education for it. I'm not educated, I'm not a trained actor or a performer. Nobody can teach you this. It's something that you learn on the go, and you learn every day. I'm still learning. I know the next film I will shoot, I will be learning something new. and I'm actually looking forward to that. That I think an actor is a forever student, because every time you enter a new world, it's about learning something and unlearning something. So yeah, they can be two very varied experiences, but that's the point of it.
Can you tell me one point of difference between Rajamouli's way of working and Madhur's way of working?
There, of course, the film was very visual effects driven. So we would only can about 3 shots a day. We could only do that much because every shot required that kind of prep and that kind of, you know, work. Because also this wasn't, we didn't have any precedent to a film like Bahubali. So we didn't know, we didn't have any reference point. It was literally just, you know, only Rajamouli sir's imagination, and then we had storyboards which we were executing. So the pace was slow, but we were also involved because we just didn't know what we were doing, you know, so we were all very, very engrossed. Madhur sir's film is a lot about kind of finding yourself while performing the character. There it was more technical because it's so visual effects driven. Here it's more about kind of letting those parts of yourself go which you haven't been able to. So for me, this was this as a process, and that has been that.
Madhur, what do you think about this entire discussion today on the South and the North and Hindi films and South films and Indian cinema? What is your take on this?
Bharti ji, for me, it's basically, I always think it's like Indian cinema for me. And like I know recently Pushpa, RRR, all these films have done very well at the box office, and people said that South cinema is doing well, and definitely for me it's very Indian cinema. I never differentiate between South cinema or Hindi cinema over here. For me it is Indian content, and we watch all kind of cinema. In pandemic also we watch Malayali cinema, Telugu, Tamil, and myself, like I learned with Mr. Ram Gopal Verma. I've been in South for 4 to 5 years myself, in Chennai and Hyderabad, and I've been over there. I've learned my craft over there, my skill over there. So I never differentiate between that. And you know, there's always time, there's a phase come where all kind of, it's not necessarily all South cinema is a hit. It's not necessarily all Hindi cinema is a hit. Okay, there's a phase. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. If you remember, Bharti ji, obviously you've been in the industry for so many years. You've seen there were time when Roja, Bombay, Apu Raja did very well at the box office over here at the same time. Kamal Hassan film, Mani Ratnam sir film did very well at the box office. It's a huge hit at the box office. And if you go to 80s, you remember Pushpak, which came of Kamal Hassan. That was a huge hit at the box office. So always feel that film will be watched. If there's good content, they will definitely watch. And for me, anything is there which is the Indian cinema representation over there. I never differentiate between it can be Marathi cinema, Gujarati cinema, Telugu or Tamil. For me, it's an Indian cinema. Wherever I go abroad also, I speak the same language. Because for it is necessary for हमारे देश में बनी ये पिक्चर उसकी सराहना होनी चाहिए. वो लैंग्वेज अलग होगा, लेकिन वो मेड इन इंडिया का प्रोडक्ट है, वो जरूरी है.
Has this always been your approach?
Always
Because
been my
this
approach.
is very new right
No,
now.
this is new. Now this is a new fad, which is like pan India star. These are all certain new jargons which have come now. A new fad like it has come. Yeah.
You know, can I say one thing? The funny part is the OG pan-India stars were Shri Devi ma'am, were Jaya Prada ma'am, were all these female actors who in the 80s actually did multiple language movies, and that time it was never even noticed that these women were actually working through languages, and you know the North Indian female actors were going to the South and the South Indian female actors. So it's actually strangely not trying to kind of rub it in, but actually it was already done a long time ago. Just that probably because it didn't rake numbers, or it didn't, you know, it didn't make the crores, so it didn't make noise.
But have you now all got used to the idea that you are an Indian actress, pan-Indian actress?
You know, I realized this when I went to the Cannes Film Festival this year, that we might call ourselves whatever we want to call ourselves, but for the world we are Indian actors.
Yeah.
And that's the fact of the matter, and whatever we do, we can't change that. There were so many other Indian films that were showcasing there from different languages, but they were addressing all of them as Indian movies. So I'm like, हम लोग यहाँ पर क्यों झगड़ रहे हैं और हम क्यों यहाँ पर भेदभाव कर रहे हैं जब दुनिया भर को कोई पड़ी नहीं है. So I feel like हम करना भी बंद कर दे तो और मजा आ जाएगा.
Madhur, there's another fad because I was doing a study of some internet portals, and somebody who's very experienced in it told me anything, any project, any startup, anything at all which revolves around women is today the most popular. For instance, and you'll get funding for it. But you are a person who started doing films around women long before it became fashionable.
21 years back.
21 years ago again. Cheers for that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so can you tell me what is it about, I understand women are attractive, but what is it that attracted you to women's film?
I don't know. I think I just got my groove post Chandi Bar, and I think so. I made this movie Tri Shakti. We didn't do well at the box office, and I made film catering to what people thought. People said to me कि पहली पिक्चर है तो कमर्शियल होनी चाहिए, उसमें सब एलिमेंट्स होना चाहिए. तो मैंने वो सब एलिमेंट्स डाले पिक्चर में, and it took a toll on me in terms of my career. And I thought कि what sometime in film industry one thing is very commonly people start giving you advice immediately, and which is like कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. So and those time was also like that. People wanted to make safe cinema. Like I told somewhere in the interview, I told one producer, sir ये मेरे पास बहुत अच्छा सब्जेक्ट है, इस पे फिल्म बना हुआ, बहुत कमाल का है, मैसेज है, बहुत कमाल को रीच करेगा. तो he said ये बड़ा आर्टी टाइप फिल्म है. Then I said नहीं सर ये बहुत मैसेज भी है. तो he said क्या मैसेज है तुम्हारा, दे दो, मैं SMS कर लेता लोगों को. कितना होगा, 500 रुपया, 600 रुपया, एक रुपया. That time 1 rupee used to be by SMS. WhatsApp was not there. तो सर तुम्हारा क्या मैसेज दे दूं, तुम्हारे मैसेज के लिए मैं 3-3.5 करोड़ की फिल्म नहीं बनाऊंगा. ही सेड कि आपका मैसेज क्या है मेरे को दे दो, मैं सबको व्हाट्सएप कर दूंगा. तो ही लाफ्ड एट मी. आई डिडंट नो व्हाट टू डू. सो व्हेन आई गॉट 3 शक्ति आई लैप्ड टू डू इट. आई सेड चलो यार कम से कम बेगर्स कांट बी चूजर्स. आई गेटिंग अ ब्रेक. आई वर्कड इन द इंडस्ट्री फॉर सो मेनी इयर्स एज असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर, एंड हियर आई एम गेटिंग अ ब्रेक. लेट मी स्टार्ट एट लीस्ट समवेयर. एंड आई मेड फिल्म केटरिंग टू व्हाट पीपल टोल्ड मी कि एक्शन बनाओ, लड़की को बिकनी में डालो, अल्ताफ राजा की कवाली डालो, क्लाइमैक्स में चॉपर भी लाओ. वो हर चीज मैंने वो किया जो एक एलिमेंट हो. कॉमेडी करो, ये करो. तो मेरे को लगा बिकॉज दिस कमर्शियली पिक्चर चल जाएगी ना तो सेट हो जाएगा. सो एट दैट पॉइंट आई थॉट कि, एंड ऑब्वियसली इट टुक टोल बिकॉज माई एक्टर स्टेटस एट द बॉक्स ऑफिस वाज वेरी बैड. By the time it got released, it took time, 3 years in making. By the time it released, I myself know it not do anything, but ठीक है. And then I said I want to do one film at least with my own conviction and gut, which Chandni Bar was made. And from that Chandni Bar to Bubbly Bouncer, I'm here in FICCI Frames. It has been a huge journey.
So one question. You have done films with a variety of heroines and you have rarely repeated anybody.
No, ऐसा नहीं है. No, ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं. I think it's a
Rarely,
myth.
rarely.
No.
Rarely.
I worked with Raveena Tandon in 2 movies. I worked Konkona Sen in 2 movies. गलत है बात जी.
Okay, the exception. That's why I said on the whole. Okay, largely. So, please tell me, if I give you the names of different actresses who you worked with, give me one quality about them that is outstanding. Tabu.
Tabu, like very natural, like, and one person who like basically she stood by me. I mean to say my script for Chandni Bar, and with great conviction. Obviously, she believed in me blindly. I would say blindly. Like I shot the movie without monitor because we didn't have the budget of the film. So every time she used to give a shot, she used to look into my eyes. Kaisa? So obviously she used to carry my lingo like झंडू या जलवा. तो I said जलवा.
अच्छा, जलवा उस टाइम.
हाँ, उस टाइम से पिक्चर में भी तो डाला है मैंने.
Okay.
झंडू is from 3 Shakti days.
Okay.
Arshad Varsi says झंडू in that movie. So it's from that time. So she used to say that. I used to tell her नहीं तबू ज़रा मजा नहीं आया. 2 चैनल ऊपर.
So sorry, I have one upgrade to Jhandu. It's Jhands now in my team. जब भी कुछ अच्छा नहीं होता बोलते Jhands चल रहा है यहाँ पर.
So Tabu is one person, yeah, definitely, like, you know, she very real, and she stood by the film and believed in me.
And Raveena Tandon?
Raveena Tandon, another amazing person. I've been a great fan of Raveena Tandon since all her film from Patthar Ke Phool. And I really enjoyed. And today, when people say Satta, her career best film, I really feel proud about it. You know, the way she performed in the film, very among the top 10 films of political film, Satta comes in that list. I'm very happy for the performances, and obviously a great friend.
Bipasha Basu, because you made one of your finest films with her,
Yeah.
Corporate.
Corporate, yeah. Amazing. Again, like when I casted Bipasa Basu, so a lot of people told me, yaar, she's very glamorous.
Exactly.
And they were wearing suit and all, and she was doing such glamorous film. But again, like I believed in it. A lot of said, kaise she would be, be the corporate woman. But Bipasha Basu's best movie, again, a very professional person and dedicated, very hardworking. And I really, really enjoyed working with Bipasha. And her career best movie is Corporate. I'm really, really
Absolutely.
happy.
What
Yeah.
about Priyanka Chopra?
Priyanka Chopra, very hardworking, completely. Like, she was like, and the best part again, she used to follow me completely. Ki ye PC aisa chahiye. In fact, these are the memories. Here I shot a fashion movie also. So many shots here on the corridor and all. So I was remembering so many things over here. So great. And I think today Priyanka Chopra has reached globally because of the hard work she is. Absolutely. Like, बहुत ही कमाल का उसका वो एनर्जी है, zeal है, and that really made her where she is today, completely.
Kangana?
Kangana Ranaut, again a brilliant actress, and always she, जो मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ, जो दिल में है उसकी ज़बान पे है, completely, dedicated completely, and she knows exactly. एक बार उसको बोलो समझ जाती है कि ये सुर चाहिए मेरे को, and कमाल है वो. Really enjoyed working with her also.
Kareena Kapoor.
Kareena Kapoor, मैं क्या बोलूँ, like amazing. One of the another best experience working with her, and we bonded very well during Heroine, and she's also switch off, switch on actress. Like, but that switch off, switch on के बीच में she's magic. Okay. Between cut and action, you just say action, and she will be like completely into that Mahi Arora character. Cut, she becomes Bebo. So there's a certain magic in her while shooting.
And last but not the least, Tamannaah.
Tamannaah Bhatia, yeah. Tamannaah Bhatia के बारे में क्या बताऊँ, अभी तो लोगों का दिल जीत लिया है इसने. Tamannaah Bhatia, I think before shooting also we bonded very well. First day of the shoot,
As people.
Yeah. She came in my office 3-4 times. We were talking, and she got used to my lingos, and she understood कितना मजा आने वाला है. Madhurism. So great. But she surprised me, really. She surprised me while shooting during the film, dedicated, very dedicated, and she used to come on time. मैं सच्ची बोलता हूँ, time पे आना, बैठना. She used to do rehearsal with my assistant Niranjan, and the diction coach, everything. She was like, first day से पहले हम लोग दोनों सोच रहे थे कैसे करेंगे. I said, तू बिंदास रहे, एक बार कैमरे के आगे डाल देगा, everything will be nice. And superb. Again, I think she's not a filmy person. She's very अपने टाइप की है. सिंपल है. फूडी, हम लोग दोनों फूडी है. खाने के ऊपर टूट पड़ते हम लोग दोनों.
इसलिए 12 रोटी खिलाई है उन्होंने.
फूडी है, मीठा ज्यादा खाती है, ऐसे ही है. और बट मजा आ गया. एंड मुंबईची मुलगी है आमची.
Tamannaah, what did you have to work on? Which area to work in Bubbly Bouncer? I know one thing, that because you're a Mumbai girl who went and did films in the South, you got used to different languages. So I don't know how you coped with it. Maybe you could tell us. And then having to do this Haryanvi accent. Also, along with the accent, look at your performance as well. It has to be not just Zuban pe, but also the rest of your body language. So what all did you have to work on to do Bubbly Bouncer?
So when I had to approach Tamil and Telugu as languages, I also realized that every day of my life I'll have to wake up and I'll have to speak a language that is not my mother tongue or not something I'm exposed to. So I decided to learn Tamil and Telugu, and then I spent 5 years learning,
So can you
both
speak
the languages.
Tamil theriyuma?
Tamil theriyum. Oh, neenga Tamila?
Konja theriyum.
Oh, appadingla? Okay. Telugulo evaru Telugu ikkada? Oh, meer Hyderabad nuncha. Okay. ఇక్కడ ఫికీ ఫ్రేమ్స్లో నన్ను పిలిచినందుకు చాలా చాలా థ్యాంక్స్. మీరు ఇంతసేపు మేమిద్దరు మాట్లాడిన విషయాలు ఇంత ఆదరంగా చూస్తున్నారంటే, వింటున్నారంటే నేను చాలా హ్యాపీగా ఉన్నాను.
Whoa!
Very good. Very good. So how, and then mastering Haryanvi, then
अच्छा
was
अगर
easy?
अगर मैंने कुछ गलत भी बोला तो किसी को नहीं पता चलेगा except for that man. I love that. That most of the times half the people who don't know may never know really, which is great. No, no, I'm messing around.
हरियाणवी भी हो जाए.
वही बोलना डायलॉग जो
Dialogue बोल
बापू वाला
दीजिए.
बापू वाला
भैंस की पप्पी.
भैंस की पप्पी is my favorite, but that's not a dialogue.
बापू को वचन ना दिया हो
बापू को वचन न दिया होता ना कि कदे किसी ने ना कूटूंगी. ये बात हाथ तोड़ के भी बोल सके थी, फिलहाल हाथ जोड़ के बोल रही हूँ. छोरी ने बाइज्जत मेरे हवाले कर दो.
Nice, nice. And this was really nice actually that you have a woman saving a woman.
yeah
You know, that was really nice actually.
That was refreshing.
Yeah, that was really refreshing.
We do that sometimes. But the fact remains that's what I did with Haryanvi also. I just, I realized I need to spend some time hearing the language. So I spent 1 month just listening to videos which were humor-based videos. So I used to just YouTube and watch different people who I thought were good and who understood humor, because then I realized that apart from the language, Haryanvi people have an innate sense of humor and they're very self-assured as people. I have my bhabis Haryanvi, I have friends who are Haryanvi. They all have this very dry humor running. They'll always be having the last laugh, and they'll always be cracking up some joke which is very like subtle and with a poker face. So that's something I unanimously saw happening, and I feel like that has helped us to make this film primarily a humorous film, because humor's always been a very male thing. It's a male gene. It's not exactly what women do. Not many films in the recent past have been made
Action and humor.
with action and humor for a female protagonist. So yeah, but that prep was 2 months, and I spent a lot of time because I wanted that to go on autopilot. Like I didn't want to work on my diction on the location because it's a sync sound film, so I don't have the luxury of redubbing everything. I think what was mostly dubbed was my burping shots, because I'm still working on my burping skills. Haven't yet achieved that loud burp that I would like to do. Bubbly burps better than Tamannaah does. So yeah, that's वो एक feeling रह गई मुझ में. But bullet सीखना पड़ा, bullet bike सीखनी पड़ी, और मुझे साइकिल भी नहीं चलाने आती. पर जो मैंने वक्त बिताया, because सर ने बोला नहीं आपको सच्ची में राइड करना पड़ेगा, and we need those shots. So I was like ठीक है, और मुझे थोड़ा डर भी लगता है, तो I had to overcome that fear and had to like go for it. Another thing was I had to start lifting a lot of weights, because essentially I'm a petite girl, but I had to not just look bigger, but I had to actually lift people, and that takes just physical strength. So we were not so concerned about the aesthetic, because Bubbly essentially is a feminine girl who's like a dada, so she's a bit more androgynous, like that's the quality she exuberates, but she's actually this really sweet, gullible, like she's like a goofball basically. So yeah, I think I worked on these skills, and then I had beatboxing. I didn't even know what beatboxing was before I got onto this film. I thought sir one morning called me up and said आपको beatboxing भी सीखना पड़ेगा, and I'm like कभी boxing की तो film है नहीं, ये तो bouncer room है. Like नहीं वो वाला boxing नहीं, beatboxing. It's like the kind of sounds you make with your musical sounds that you make through your mouth. That was an amazing skill that I got to learn. So yeah, a bunch of things. So I spent about 2 months getting around these skills.
Wonderful. Madhur, what do you say about Tamannaah and about Bubbly? Are you happy with the response?
huge. I think overwhelmed by the response, and for Tamannaah, definitely it's just a beginning. This new era for her is completely different from what previous film she has done, And as an actress, like, I feel she has a lot of potential while shooting also I've seen. And I'm sure she'll choose the right script in future and she'll do more performance-oriented film. Because I think today, Tamannaah, after being so many years in the industry in South and Hindi cinema, this movie has given her recognition as a actress, a complete actress,
right, yeah.
where she can dance, she can do fight, and she can perform, she can do comedy and emotion scene. So that's completely her showcasing of
showreel.
Showreel. Is
That
her
dance
talent.
also, now that you mention it, you had a dance movement which was more like Akhade mein, no?
Yeah. And Dharamji style.
Dharamji style.
Dharamji
exactly.
style.
Also, it would be really funny to see a really tomboyish girl all of a sudden break into like a very like Madhuri Dixit kind of dance. So, we didn't want that to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think even the dance bits needed to be in character.
In character.
Can't just. But I love that about Madhur Sir's films. Like I was a little concerned about how music fits in OTT films. Sometimes I find it very weird to watch songs in OTT movies. Like it's not the same as a movie theater. So I was concerned actually. But when he made me hear all the songs, I felt like the songs actually added a nicer flavor to the film. There's a song called Sajan Ve, na? Sajan. It's called Sajan Le, na? Yeah, sorry, my names are a little not too good. But yeah, like when we shot the song, we were shooting this on Fashion. no?
Fashion ka jalwa.
Fashion Ka Jalwa, we shot the entire song on, and then he put this amazing track. And
We shot
You
that song.
shot
No,
the
no,
song with
I'll tell you
Fashion
what.
Ka Jalwa.
I'll
There's a
just
story
share the trivia.
behind it.
Please tell
I
us.
should
Share
tell the
this
trivia.
experience.
It was night. We shot a scene with Abhishek Bajaj, the confrontation scene before the interval. And night we were shooting this party sequence where she's come and she's giving him the lifafa and all this thing. And there was no song in the film actually. So we just thought, just do some jig like chota mota dance kar le, but you're drinking and just enjoying. So we didn't have any song. So there was a recordist who was there. I said, एक काम कर fashion के गाने का जलवे का remix बजा दे तू. And obviously for internet he downloaded it. And two cameras was there. One I put on high speed. And it was morning because my DOP is telling, sir, अभी सूरज आ जाएगा. जल्दी करो, light जा रहा है. So it was shot between 4:30 and 5:30, exactly 1 hour.
Okay.
That song. So much song, Sajan Re, which is huge. Altamash has sung the song.
Right, yes.
So two cameras, and I said, because she had a signature step where she's dancing, and I said, just do that jig and just piu ye tu. And all the people, I said, do random dance. There was no choreographer also.
Okay.
So, and put the camera, two cameras, and the fashion ka jalwa gana bajaya. And when we edited the song, हम लोग को बहुत अच्छा लगा. मैंने बोला यार गाना बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, फैशन का जलवे पे था वो. मैंने that I cannot put here. So then I edited in such a manner and I sent it to Tanish Bagchi, and very talented. Obviously, today he's one of the talented music director.
इससे बड़ा क्या कॉम्प्लीमेंट हो सकता है? बिकॉज एक किसी की भी पहली फिल्म अगर किसी को पसंद आती है तो नॉर्मली वो उस एक्टर के फ्रेशनेस के वजह से पसंद आती है, क्योंकि उसमें ऐसा कुछ होता है जो उन्होंने किसी और में नहीं देखा होता है, या कुछ बहुत ही इनोसेंट होता है. So I felt like if Asha ji felt that way, for me that was the biggest validation. And as an actor, that's such an important thing, right? Just to be fresh in a movie.
Absolutely. I'm going to ask one last question to both of you.
Yeah.
Do you think cinema is a soft power, and do you use it as a soft power?
Yeah.
Both of you, and you especially as a filmmaker.
Yeah, I think so. I think cinema definitely is one place where, globally, where people look into it and people do get inspired. People do get, they copy style. They love the songs. If you're happy also, you want to hear the song. If you're sad also, you want to hear a song. So they all the aspects with it. Cinema definitely, and especially in India, cinema and cricket, we always say is the biggest religion. And we connect so much with it, and we love Hindi cinema or any cinema. Like we always want to watch good cinema, good content. So I think it's a soft power, but at the same time, it's inspire also. And cinema is going to go hugely, because I think today also when we go to the film festivals across the world, Hindi cinema or Indian cinema has been everywhere. People look for us, the kind of content we have. They love our actors dancing. They love, they think we can do romance on the road also. A lot of people feel like that, because we have this larger than life thing. I think it's huge, and they all kind of cinema. I was happy with, in 2019, I was representing India. I went to Cannes. So it was great to interact with so many filmmakers over there and to look into their films, their budget, how they make films. And it's always a great, any platform such as FICCI also, Film Festival also, it's great to interact with so many talents over there under one roof over there. So cinema definitely is one power which is huge, and it's globally, I mean to say.
Haven't you used cinema as a soft power to also elevate the status of women?
Yeah, completely. Like I said, there are a lot of people who say, why not a male model in fashion? Why not a male journalist in page 3? Why not a male man in corporate world? I definitely give them platform to all the women because I feel there are certain subjects, certain issues which should be addressed by a woman. Like why not a male bubbly bouncer की जगह male क्यों नहीं हो सकता?
Exactly.
Bobby bouncer भी हो सकता था.
Yeah, correct.
लेकिन मुझे लगा कि this subject, which I think I got a good expertise over women-centric cinema, and I'm very comfortable also. And I love the point of view of a woman to show the psyche, their nuance, the kind of body language they have. Somewhere, I don't know, it's very inherent in me. A lot of people say, where do you get inspiration? It's nothing like that. It's very inborn, inherent in me. And I can know the nuance very well, how at particular thing she will react to.
That's why you're called a ladies' man.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Tamannaah, what about you? Do you also think that cinema is a soft power? And would you like to use it as a soft power as an actress?
I think more than a soft power, it is a responsibility. I haven't yet been on the side where I can use it like a soft power. Yes, but my choices do help in using it that way.
Right.
To be honest, I've only had the good fortune of using it like that in the past maybe 3-4 years. Initially, I think I did a lot of commercial cinema, which meant more into an entertainment space and less into the SMS and message space that Sir talks about. But yeah, it can be used. I think from an actor standpoint, the day we make choices that are more impactful, automatically it becomes
So
a
has
soft
Bubbly
power.
kind of spoilt you? Now you will be looking for roles with a little bit, which say something?
I was spoiled long time ago.
अच्छा, you were already
कीड़ा
spoiled.
बहुत पहले से वो लग चुका था, but एक क्या होता है, एक मौका मिल जाता है और फिर इंसान continue करता है.
Okay, great. So congratulations to both of you. Fabulous comeback for the two of you.
Thank
You've
you so
both
much,
seen
Bharti.
ups and downs, and it's fabulous to see you both up there.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Bharti.
you,
Thank you
Bharti
so
ji.
much.
Thank you
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you.